everybody, and welcome back here to Maverick, my recreation that I'm building in Parkitect. Now, I did actually skip a bit of footage in the last episode by accident. I didn't mean to, and that was basically doing these rock features, these kind of scenery that the train passes through. So I've decided today just to quickly show you me building those bits. So I've gone back a bit in time with the build, but I just want to quickly show you this before I move on to the rest of the project. This is very simple. I just went ahead and used the cylinder because I felt that represented what they look like in real life more. And then I just kind of dressed up those cylinders with some rock pieces. I think in real life they do look quite man-made and they don't look realistic at all. So I wanted to kind of recreate that look by using the cylinder pieces there. And I'm just going to go ahead and carry on with some of the fencing on the lower areas of the ride. Using kind of various different pieces. I've got some wooden walls here, some fences, and just trying to dress them up to make them all look kind of the same, and I want everything to be cohesive. But I've been thinking recently about Cedar Point, and some of you commented saying I must like Cedar Point a lot, and I do. I'm not like a fanboy of Cedar Point as such, but I have been there, of course, as I've mentioned before. I went for 3 days on a little holiday. I tied it in with another trip that I was doing, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it, and I do love the park, and I'd love to return back in the future. Typical me though. I obviously planned the trip, really excited about it, and wanted to go for so many years. And the year I go is when they announce Steel of Vengeance for the next year. So obviously I've missed out on that coaster. So that means I will have to go back at some point in the future, I guess. And obviously I guess there'll be more great rides by the time I go back there. But it was very typical that if I just waited one more year that I could have ridden that coaster. But never mind, nevertheless, I had a really good time there. But that does make me wonder what they will add into that park in the future. I can't see much room left in the park really for big coasters. I'm sure they'll find room somewhere for something, but I really can't see the space, and I do wonder what they would add. If you have any like suggestions or ideas what you think they might have add into the future at Cedar Point, do write them down below in the comments. I'm interested to know your thoughts and opinions. I would love to see, actually this is quite a random one, but I'd love to see a flying coaster at Cedar Point. It's kind of the one coaster they don't have, and I do really enjoy flying coasters. If you've watched a few of my videos, you would know that. And I enjoy them very much, especially the more thrilling ones like Tatsu, and I enjoyed Superman, the Ultimate Flight as well. But oh, and Manta, can't forget Manta. So I'd like to see a kind of coaster like that at that park. I think it would fit in really well. I just don't know where they would put it. I definitely see some room for more flat rides. That leads me on to this building that I'm doing now. I don't actually know what this building is that I'm building, but I feel like in the future, if they wanted to expand the park, they could remove this building. I think it's storage, I'm not sure. And they could put a flat ride there, like a intimate drop tower or something, because I love my drop towers. I know they have Power Tower, but those SNS shot towers are not quite the same as the intimate drop towers. So I'd love to see one of those put into the park. But this building I'm building right now is this round, large storage building. I don't really know what it's used for or why it's there, but it's kind of located next to the restaurant that I built in the last episode. And it is, I don't really know why it's there. So I'm building it anyway. I'm using some photo references to build it. And I'm kind of just putting it there because I have to, because it's a part of the atmosphere and the area that Maverick is situated in. But I could definitely see them removing this ride at some point, or it's not even a ride, sorry, like removing this building at some point in the future and putting a ride there or something. I mean, it is quite close to the wave swinger, which I'll go on to in a minute as well, and I'll dress that up and get it going. It's this recreation is really coming together now, and today especially I really kind of sort out all the pathing and really kind of get the main solid chunk down of this recreation, which means I can go in and do all the finer details and the little kind of restaurants and stalls and things that they have around the area, which then means this will be complete in the next few episodes or so, which I'm really excited to share with you, the final thing, because it is obviously finished already, because I always film ahead and put the videos out later on, which means I always have content to upload. I find if I start a project and I put it online straight away, I panic, and then I don't get enough footage done to upload a full video, and I find if I start a project and then halfway through it start uploading it, I always have something that I can then put online. And so most of my projects are normally finished already, and then I just show you the process, which means putting together the filming and stuff is less stressful for me, and I have a bit more fun with it. I'm not panicking on, oh god, I have to play the game this week because I haven't got any footage done for a video, etc. So doing it the way I do it is definitely better for me. But I'm always open to suggestions while building, and I can always go back into these part files and change little bits, which I do anyway. As I'm going along, I realize things, or some of you guys comment down below saying something that you think should be changed or something, and I always take it into consideration, and I always read the comments. So I do go in and change things. One of those things being this tunnel here. I actually realized that the second half of it had a higher roof, and so I've gone in and just changed that a little bit so it matches the real thing. I want it to be really correct, so I had to do these kind of little detail changes. That one didn't take too long at all, and I did actually change the layout ever so slightly on the second half after the launch, just because I realized the curve after the launch should actually incline upwards as it comes out of the tunnel, and mine didn't quite do that, so I did go ahead and do that off camera. Now I'm going in and doing the wave swinger. So this one is actually quite simple. I've turned off the fences, which are in the menu for that ride, and made them invisible so I can do my own kind of base for it. And the real one actually has this kind of octagon shape. So I've gone ahead and done that. It's really easy to emulate that style of base for the ride, because normally the round ones are a bit more tricky to do in the game. I do use path covers to do this. But doing it in an octagon shape is much easier, especially with doing the queue and everything. So I'm just using the fences there from Shy Guys 4, and I'm just going in and creating like some sort of queue system, just kind of copying Google Earth and kind of doing the same kind of thing that's on there. And then it's basically the kind of wave swinger done. I've just done some planter shrubbery areas at the front, which also is in the real thing. And that wasn't too difficult at all, to be honest. It definitely looks like what it should, and it fits there nicely in the corner. Just got to go ahead and just kind of neaten up the edges of the paths and things, which I'll go in and do more of as well as this project goes on. It's neatening up the path edges is something that I kind of do a bit at a time as I go along, because it's one of those things that can be quite tedious sometimes. But it definitely looks good in the end. I don't like leaving the paths kind of just zigzagged on the edges, especially when going on diagonal. I do like to cover them up and make them a bit more smooth. I think it looks better overall, even if I'm doing a recreation or not. I think it looks better. And sometimes when doing recreations, I do actually kind of put my own little style on them with doing these kind of bordered path covers on the edges, just to neaten up the paths. Otherwise, if I leave the paths kind of raw on the edges, I just don't think they look as good. I do intend to kind of do this area behind this water, what is it, a pond, this pond area as well. There is actually a river rapids there in real life, so obviously there are no river rapids in the game, but I'm going to try and create something looking like river rapids, and it will just kind of be the station area, because I think it's a part of this area and I want to include it so you can really get the full idea of this part of the Cedar Point map. I keep saying that, but I'm going to include these little things on the edges, as well as on the other side of the map. You would actually see the station and the beginning of Steel Vengeance. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well at some point. That'll probably be in the next couple episodes or something. But I really want to get every detail into this as possible. Now I'm going ahead and just using a path cover to just cover the floor of this pond lake area. I just think it looks better because the water in real life is quite dark, and so I wanted to do this with the power cover. I could have used terra painting, but then it actually kind of is not quite the right color I'm going for. I still want a blue color, but a bit deeper blue. So just adding a path cover in there to the bottom of the water kind of creates that illusion for me. Here's this weird little thing that's next to the entrance to the wave swinger. Not actually sure what it is, but it was on Google Earth, so I'm just kind of copying that, and sometimes I don't know what things are. I just build them and just kind of hope that they look kind of okay and just kind of forget about it. If I worry about these little kind of things too much, then it'll drive me mad. But so yeah, there's just some trains running around there, so you can get a look kind of at where I'm at with the build. Putting these water splashes in. I kind of wish these were timed, so as the train passed they would go off, but unfortunately can't do that in the game just yet. Maybe it's something they can add into the future, but yeah, I just put those water splash features there. Now it's time to do this diagonal catwalk, and there's no such thing as diagonal catwalks in the game, so you have to try and create them somehow. I'm using like an edge of a roof piece from Shy Guys 4, and I actually started it on the wrong side of the track and realized, so now I'm doing it on the other side. And I'm just kind of stacking them up, making them look like little kind of walkways, and there's no diagonal sloped rail pieces, so I'm gonna have to kind of create something using different wooden beams, and they don't look great or how they should, but you know what, it does the trick. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's not the best, but it's gonna have to do. It's the only kind of solution I found for doing this. And if someone is watching that makes mods and you have time, please make diagonal catwalks, that'd be great. I'm just going to connect those catwalks now to the track, and then I should move on and just do a bit more foliage and tree work just to tie up this area for the rest of this section of the recreation. But that is basically everything I get done today, and I'm kind of happy with the progress so far. If you've enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up, smash that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching my video and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, I really do appreciate it. And also click that bell icon while you're at it, and you'll be notified when I next upload, which is usually about twice a week. At the moment it's twice a week anyway, depending on what I'm doing with work. Sometimes it does get down to one a week, but I try and get one out every week anyway. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time for another episode. Ciao.